So of course tonight we still have the brothers on the show, and this time it's James's turn to
The elder statesman.
Yes, of course, of course.
Same clothes again.
Same clothes again. So it's Phil. No? Who's going to ask? Who's going to dish about James? So fire away.
Fire away.
What are stuff that the public maybe doesn't know? You guys mentioned earlier about creativity, about having played taekwondo, swimming together, a lot of other stuff that perhaps the greater football fans and the greater public do not yet know about your brother James.
I think we've had so many interviews. We've told everyone everything.
We went there. What was the worst advice that James gave you in your entire life?
I wish I could have. I'm so wise.
Worst advice, whether it be girls, it be football, it be money.
That's just too hard to think. I can't. Worst advice. Well, me and James, we usually. It's never really him singularly telling me what to do. It's more we come up with something together. So he's never been like, do this, Phil, do this, trust me, do this. It's more been, do you think we should do this? It's because we've, as I said, we've grown up doing everything the same. So there's never one thing that James actually said. Giving me bad advice. if we've made a bad decision, we've made it together.
It's your fault.
You never blamed each other for any bad decision. Right.
But James is a big movie buff. Actually, James is really big. Like spends hours on the researching celebrities.
What kind of movies?
He'll know the name of like a model who appeared once in a magazine. That's the sort of, he'll know Hollywood. I mean, so he'll know names like this Russian model who's only appeared once in one magazine.
Who's this?
Like Yelena Shavosky or something ridiculous. Like he'll know these details, and it's like, James, what are you?
Yeah, I know exactly. I just realised that won't help.
Actually,
me.
one thing now.
Now I'm reading more books now.
One thing now. He's reading a book called Soccernomics, and it's all about economics in football, in soccer, and he's quoting all the time from this book. So James, what is from this book? I know you've read most of it. What is the thing that touched you the most within this book, and that has affected you, and that can help you in your future?
And I can counter check. I just read that book last month.
The one that made me laugh in the book was I find it true. The one that made me laugh was there's a bit in there where Rafa Benitez, he talks about, he's in a press conference and he says Liverpool, when he's managing Liverpool, they'll never be able to compete with these big clubs with all this money. And yet the book says he had the nerve to say that, considering he spent the most money on transfers that season. So effectively, just showing you how money works in football.
Yeah, definitely. Hence, Man City.
Oh well. And
Man United, no. Man City, yes.
Well, past 3 years, yes.
So Phil, how is James as an older brother? I mean,
James he's very protective. You see on the field. Someone fouls me, and I hear this. I don't even have to look up, and I know James has pushed him already, or something.
And then he gets a yellow or something.
Yeah, but James is there to protect me, and same with our younger sister. James is there to protect us. He'll fight for us till the very end. So that's the way James is. Sometimes he may have his mood swings, but he
what kind of mood swings?
James is very emotional in terms of anger and just
anger management is necessary.
I'm the Hulk or something.
But
they like me when I'm angry.
But he's very he won't hide his feelings, and but the one thing, James will protect us till the very end, and that's one great thing about James. No matter what we do, even if we're wrong, or if someone's made a bad decision about me, something that our mum would do, our dad would do, James does that for us.
You did say that he's a big movie buff. What kind of movies does James?
I mean, he went to the cinema and watched Batman 5 times in the cinema. What? Waking up 7 a.m. Waking up this time.
Which Batman?
The recent one.
The recent one.
Five times in a day.
Not in a day, but he within a month. That's quite.
It's my godfather.
Maybe Batman would do something else in the next show. So
I mean, James always knows the movies coming out. He's watched the trailer of every movie that's coming out. He knows what's coming out in the theatres. So
what's
he's
the
always
most-
going to the theatres.
What's the latest movie you've seen?
I watched Dread recently.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Dread 3.
I'll give you a review. Very gory. Wouldn't recommend it for kids, but it's better than the Sylvester Stallone one.
Yeah, this remake.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah.
So, since we're talking about movies, what's your favorite movie?
Of all time, Shawshank Redemption
Ooh. Ooh.
and Titanic.
Guys, put that on record.
Titanic, you have that movie that you admire for the artistry. That's probably Shawshank, but in terms of pure emotion, you get attached to it.
Yeah.
And it's probably Titanic.
So,
How many times has he seen Titanic?
We memorized
5 times in one sitting.
Actually, we haven't watched
We'd
it in
love
a
to
while.
quote that movie.
But last year we could, if we're watching the movie, we could quote while they're saying the words, we could say it at the same time as them.
The one that makes us laugh.
Yeah, Lions.
That won't cool.
So, who's Jack and who's Rose?
We can give you.
So wait, who's Jack and who's Rose?
We'll give you a funny one. Like, no, one movie we made feel quite quote recently is Austin Powers. Whenever we see a casino, we just think of Austin Powers when he goes to the casino, where he plays blackjack.
Yeah.
And he plays against number 2. Doctor Evil's number 2, and he has that patch, so he can X-ray vision, see things. So he had 17, and he saw the card. He saw the next card was 4. So he goes, hit me. But the dealer said, I suggest you stay, sir. And then he goes, I like to live dangerously, because he knew it was a 4.
Yeah.
So the dealer pulls out a card, it's a 4, and he goes 21, and everyone claps for him.
And up comes Austin Powers, and then he gets really low, like
Gets a 5.
Gets a 5, and he goes, I'll stay. And they go, I suggest you hit, sir. And they go, I also like to live dangerously. That bit just makes us laugh.
And whenever someone's doing a 3-point turn. Have you seen Austin Powers when he tries to turn in that small space?
Yeah.
He's in the gator and he's trying to move in that small space. We always say, if someone does more than 3-point turns, then they're doing an Austin Powers.
So going back to the Titanic. So we're still waiting for the.
I'll give you one line. One of my favourite lines is
Yeah.
Cal. Cal says to Rose, they arrive on the docks and she sees the Titanic. She goes, it doesn't look any bigger than the D'Artagnan, and then Cal says, you can be passé about some things, Rose, but not about Titanic.
Oh my god.
So I guess that's something that the public doesn't
Yeah.
know about the brothers.
Yeah, they enjoy Titanic.
Yes.
So who stands on the ledge and
I'm looking at the words.
Yeah, I mean,
who?
Maybe they can do that.
Maybe you can play a rendition.
Or at least
we need there's a fan over there. We need the air blowing in our.
Or maybe we can watch out for a goal. Maybe they can do that for celebration.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, something new, guys.
Especially for the Singapore Cup.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
We need to score first.
Yeah, and then whoever scores will raise his hands like that.
We'll run to the corner flag, pretend that's the corner of the ship. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, so let's go to a more serious line.
Mhm.
So obviously they're brothers, so being the older one, you tend to be compared a lot. Definitely. So how do you deal with these things? Like the comparison, like who's the better player, who's the more handsome.
It's funny because they have to wear shirts like hindi ako si Phil, hindi ako si
Yes,
Jess.
yes, I remember that. Yeah,
Yep,
and they're both endorsers for several.
For stuff.
products,
Lots of
right?
stuff.
Often, nearly every time, people walk the. See James, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, Phil. So I have to go Philpot. I have to say Philpot, and that's when I saw. They make T-shirts and they have the writing on. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says "Hindi ako si James, ako si Phil." So I had it made, but then I put it in the wash and it faded. So
Hindi ako si.
so
No,
people,
when people call me Phil, I'm like, I can't see James.
yeah. So but I mean, in terms, it's all down to taste. If someone's a striker, they'll like the striker. If someone's a midfielder, they'll like a midfielder.
Football's a team game.
Girls
Yeah.
have different
Yeah.
tastes. James and I have different tastes in women. It's everyone has different tastes.
They
So
always say, like, some famous actress, I'll say Angelina Jolie. Like, really?
yeah, so I don't rate
Everyone has
Angelina
different
Jolie that
tastes.
much, but James rates.
If
People
everyone
have
liked the
different
same
tastes.
thing, the world would be boring.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So in terms of that, I mean, obviously we just accept it and we know, but we know that that's just down to taste. That's just down to what they like, and whether it be down to whether they like that type of player I am, or they like that player James is. It's all down to taste, and people have their own opinions. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
people say Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt. I'm sure you go different ways at the end of the day. I
Yeah,
prefer
Johnny
Brad
Depp.
Pitt. I'm
Johnny Depp.
I go Brad Pitt.
And I'm still upset he hasn't won an Oscar.
So there you
Moneyball
go.
was good.
Naging movie talk, you know. But again, he's a movie buff. So, but guys, for more updates, of course,
Movie reviews from
James,
James,
husband,
husband.
James.
And key quoted lines
Yes.
from Titanic.
Yes. And Austin Powers.
Do watch out for their upcoming demonstration of the
Yes.
We'll have a skit show
Perhaps for
about
a goal celebration.
for a goal
yes.
celebration, you know.
So anyway, do follow us, and of course, the Young Husband Brothers. But do follow us at FTW Sports.